Welcome to this Yin Yoga session. In this class, we focus on opening the shoulders and the chest. There will be no music during the class, but I will end with a sound healing in savasana. For optimal sound, connect to your speakers. Enjoy! For this practice, you're going to need a bolster and a block or a thick book. So before we start, we are just going to lay down on the belly, taking all your props to the side. Make yourself comfortable. And we will stay here for a few minutes. Bring your arms to the sides. They can also be alongside your body if that feels better. Always make sure you're warm enough, wearing some nice socks or a jumper if you need to. And then take a deep breath in and breathe out. And we do that one more time, so breathing in deeply. And when you breathe out, let all the tension go. Let it melt away into the floor, relaxing everything. And let your heels slightly drop in or out, relaxing the feet. Relaxing the calves, the thighs, relaxing the belly, and feel how your lower back is rising and falling on every in and out breath. And taking the time here to really ground yourself, making connection with your body, and becoming aware of any areas that feel tensed or tired, just in need of a little bit more attention. And you can always give your hips a little wiggle before you start to move again. And slowly pushing yourself a little bit up so you can move your head and your shoulders, bringing back some energy into the system. You don't need to go into a deep back bend, but just finding the space to move your upper body a little bit. And then we will start with a shoulder opener for the right side. So reaching the right arm to the right. And then with your left hand, you can push yourself onto your right side until you're comfortable there. You can just bend your legs. Now, I always like to use a block here underneath my head, or the thick book. If you don't have a block, that's also fine. And there are a few different options here. You can place your left foot on the floor behind you, if that feels okay. And if not, you can always just relax both legs on the floor. So remember, it's about the shoulder here. So we want to find an opening in the right shoulder and part of the chest. Sometimes you need to change the position of that arm a bit until you find that sensation. Now the other arm, if you want to, can come all the way behind the back, and then you kind of walk your fingers underneath so they come out in the front again. So that arm is then stuck and can just relax as well. Really relaxing the muscles of the neck and the jaw, the mouth. So we always take the time to find the position that works best for us. Remembering what we are focusing on, and then staying wherever it feels most comfortable. And with the breath guiding you, every out breath relaxing more into the body. And this is a very nice point to focus on if you find it a bit more difficult to stay in these positions for longer without getting distracted. So then you always come back to the breath, finding a nice slow rhythm. Softening your muscles. And just getting comfortable with that silence as well. These moments of silence where there's no thoughts, where my voice is not there. Everything becomes still. And in these last moments, you can take a few more breaths that are a bit deeper. And always when we start to move out, we do that really slowly. So first, this arm that might be behind you comes to the front again, and then the legs down. You can roll back onto your belly in slow motion. And once you're there, give yourself the time to rest for a moment, shaking your hips, your feet. You can always bring some movement into the areas where it feels that it's needed. Take a little break. And then we do the same thing on the other side. So reach the left arm to the left. Place your head on a block again if that feels good for your neck. And then turn to the left side. And the right leg can come behind you now. if that is the best option for you. Otherwise, just leave the legs on the floor. And then also here, the right hand can stay in front of you if you want, but you can also reach it all the way back behind and then walk your fingers underneath your waist. Palm of the hand facing down. And then once you found your position, take a deep breath in. When you breathe out, relax into this position. Soft muscles, soft breath. And just make sure, again, check for yourself if this really gives you that sense of opening on the left side, your left shoulder, part of your chest. And otherwise, go and search, look for it. Bringing the arm a bit more up or a bit more down. You can even bend it slightly and see what changes. And then we find that stillness again, bringing your awareness back to your breath. And just let the whole world slow down for a moment, pausing. Nowhere else to be than here, right now. And if you're a person that is a lot in your mind, then you can also bring your attention more into your body. So whatever you're feeling at the moment, feeling every body part on the floor, all the places that are in contact with your mat. Giving you a sense of grounding. And when we move out, do that also slowly again. So first this arm comes to the front and your legs stretched out again. Roll to your belly. Give your hips a little wiggle. And just take that moment laying on your mat. Giving the body time to adjust itself. And then in a moment we're going to work a little bit on the back side of the upper arm. And the armpits as well. Giving them a nice stretch. So let's take another breath or two here.
And then slowly bring the hands a bit in. Push yourself up onto your knees. And here again, listen to your body. Maybe you want to move a little bit. Whatever way feels good. Getting rid of some stiffness or tension. And I always like to do this one with a bolster. Of course, you can always use thick cushions as well. If you don't have a bolster, it's also fine. But you need something to place your elbows on. So the hands, they touch. And the thumbs, you want to bring them all the way in between the shoulder blades. And you're in a child's pose. So the knees can be a little bit open. It's not about the hips here, so you don't have to open them really wide. Just make sure you're comfortable. And you can always bring something underneath your knees or your feet as well, something soft. Now you want to make sure that you walk the elbows quite far away from you, as far as possible, so that your head can also rest on the floor. And you start to feel this stretch at the back of your arm into your armpits. It's also completely fine if your hands are not able to touch your upper back. It's just about what we are trying to look for here. So we're trying to look for this sensation, the back side of the upper arms. That's what it's about. The hips can just rest toward the heels. And for some people it's more comfortable to have a thicker cushion in between their bum and their heels to sit on. Always find the option that works best for you. Every body is different. And let's dive into this stillness, this moment of stillness here again. Let's take a few deeper breaths and feel how your rib cage can expand here, creating space in between the ribs. There's a lot of space in the chest now. Finding that deeper breath. And let your forehead rest heavy on the floor. And then we bring the arms to the front so you can stretch, rolling up And then you can circle your head, move your shoulders and your wrists, your fingers. Listening to your body, what do you need right now? What feels good after staying there for a while? And then we're going to turn around. There are two options for this next pose. The first one is bringing your bolster or your cushions behind you like this, and then sit on top of it so that your whole spine is resting on top of your bolster, and then your shoulders drop down. So they don't need to touch the floor, but they are opening. They're off of your bolster and your head is on the floor. You can stretch your legs. So this is option one. You can try it out, see how it feels. And the other option is taking your bolster in this direction and then placing it underneath your upper back. So also here the shoulders are dropped down, opening. But here your hips are on the floor, your bum is on the floor, your legs are on the floor, and your top of your head as well. I'm gonna stay here, but you can choose. You can go back to the other one if that felt nice. And some people like to place something underneath their head. If it's too far of a drop for your neck. The arms can be bent a little bit, the palms of the hands turned up. Relaxing the fingers. And here again we experience the sensation of freedom for the breath. Freedom in the chest and the shoulders. There's a lot of space. A lot of space for the diaphragm to move. Creating this beautiful wave-like flowing motion that we call breath. And relax all the muscles in your face, your mouth, your cheeks, your jaw. You can even drop your mouth open slightly. Your lips apart. Relax the eyes, the ears, your forehead, your eyebrows. And how is your lower body here? Are your legs, your feet relaxed, supported? Or is there something you need to change? And if there are a lot of thoughts coming in at the moment, bring your attention back to your breath. And finding a nice rhythm. Trying to stay with whatever you're feeling. Stay in your body. Becoming aware of every sensation. Which parts of your body feel cold or warm or tingly, itchy maybe, heavy or light. And if you feel at some point, maybe already from the beginning, that your lower back is a bit uncomfortable, you can always step your feet onto the floor. Just have your knees pointing up to the ceiling. Or try to create more length in the lower back by slightly scooping the tailbone under. And make sure your bolster is underneath the upper back and not the lower back. And gently bring some more movement back into your body, your wrists, your ankles, your toes, and whatever way feels best for you, just come up to sitting. And for this last part, bring the bolster underneath your knees and then lay down again on your back. It's also completely fine to lay on your belly. For those of you who are not comfortable on their backs, just lay on your belly. It's just about being able to relax. Make sure you're warm enough. You can have a blanket if you want, or a cushion underneath your head. Make yourself comfortable. And in this last part, you don't have to do anything anymore. You can just listen and let the sound move like a wave through your body. And you can stay after for as long as you want. The video will end, but take your time to come back into the space.
Enjoyed this session, and I hope you will enjoy the rest of your day. If you want to follow me on YouTube, you can subscribe. See you next time.